YouTubers, Brian Proctor back again with another video, and this is another action pose position of the week, number something, I do not know. So this is the final product. I always do the final product so you can see what you're getting a little taste of before you spend your money on it. So this is the final product, and I caught hell doing it because my cameras kept cutting off like 3 or 4 times, and so I'm gonna have to do some crazy editing. But this is your final product, so stay with me because I got some good information on foreshortening and some other things on it to help you to recreate this if you want to draw it. So without further ado, let's just get into this, and good luck. Okay, so this is going to be the next it's going to be something. It's going to be a drawing. It's going to be action pose position of the week. I have no idea what number, but it'll be down here somewhere. So I'm going to do kind of a basic pose because it seems like people like the basic pose more than they do the advanced pose. I guess it's because one is easier to draw, and two, they could draw it and then turn their character into that, or put their character into that pose. So I'm going to go with this one today, and we're going to start getting into some more advanced ones because somebody asked for more advanced ones, but everybody's not ready for advanced. So first thing you want to do is mark off your paper. You don't want the head to go past this, and you don't want the feet to go past that, which I've been failing at times. So, and because I'm using my old camera, I cannot see what you guys see. So if it goes out of focus, I'm sorry. The other one I could mirror to my thing. So let's do the head. I'll do the head kind of small because you can kind of judge. If I did the head like this big, then you know the body's not going to fit. If I do it too small, then the legs will end up right here. So you have to kind of gauge when you do the head first, but I never do my head first. I always do my torso first, but then won't leave room for the head, and then sometimes it's easier to gauge the head than the torso, but still I do my torso first. So I'm going to do one with the guy with his leg up on something. So let's just get the basic parts out, and then I'll twist them around a little bit. You know, I always do the U for the abs, and then the house, upside down house, bring it down a little bit, upside down house, and I'm just doing this to make sure the feet don't go off. So I'm good now. That's long enough. So what I want to do here is I want to turn this body. I want to turn it that way, which was adjusting the ab, the little upside down U, or the little mountain, and I want to curve this to come more straight down like that. So take the point off of the bottom of the house, and then I want to bring this leg up like he's like on something, like on a pedestal or something like that. So I want to bring, and the way you do that is you draw your back of the leg, or the inner thigh, inner outer, the back thigh, and then you draw the other one, the front. So if I was doing this, and by the way, I did film this earlier, but with my other camera, and it just really screwed up. So I'm redoing it again. So if this is my upside down house, which is my hips, not your waist. Your waist is here, your hips. So if I want to bend a leg, I'll do a circle here, and this is the back of the leg, not the front back, but the end of the leg. And then I'll put the front right where the knee goes, like this, and I'll connect them. So then you can put your knee here and your other leg down. If you want to bring it up, you can put it here, because that's going to be, your buttocks is going to ride up on that leg anyway. And then you can bring this here, and then you draw that and you connect them. So it's just like drawing a cone. What do you call those little cones that orange cones that they put in the street to block you off, keep you from going there? It's just like drawing an orange cone, and then you just draw another one connected. So if the leg was up, then I'll just say I put an imaginary round circle here. Imaginary round circle. It's not imaginary, it's there. And then put the other part of the leg right here, and say I can put the foot here, and like he would have his foot up on something, and the foot is just a half a triangle. So if I did this whole one, it would be like this, the whole triangle like that. So it's just half a triangle. So you would put this part of the triangle on the other side. So it depends on where you put this front. determines where, how far your leg is going to be up, down, out, over, whatever. So if I took this and you still have this here, and then I put the circle here, the other in here, the leg would go out like that, and it would come down like this. So basically, yeah, if I took it this, I'm going to do it blue. So if I took the circle here, and I put the other one over here, and down, the leg would come out like that. So it's basically simple, and then later on you kind of do your round, you actually do your actual shape of the foot and so forth, your leg muscles, so forth. I don't know, when I rush, my brain is like 2 sentences ahead of what I'm trying to do. So basically that's how you do more foreshortening. So black, if you wanted to do right in front of you, you just take your back circle and then you do your front circle like this. And then that just basically shows that this thing is coming right out there. And then here's your knee. And then here's your leg coming out like that. It's too many lines, so you can't understand what I'm saying. But hopefully you can see that. So that's just a quick on foreshortening. And you would do the arms the same way as well. So let's get back to this. So this, at this point, let's do this because this determines a whole lot. So we have this. This is going to come around. Find my torso video. I'll leave a link to that, and it'll make a lot of sense if you're new to this, doing this. Put your delts here, delt there, delts everywhere, and this part of the neck here, it's got to come straight down, and your leg had to get balance. Your foot, the side of your foot. So if I put my foot here, let's just say about right here. The side of your heel, that's got to come down right at your heel to give balance. So if I put this foot way out here, it wouldn't give him balance. If I did something like this, it would give him balance. I'd have to adjust this to give him balance, but I don't want it like that. I want his foot to be under. And the way that gives him balance is because I'm so used to drawing stuff with balance. Yeah, bad example. Anyway, it's got to come out there. It's just like table legs. And I did that on some video. I remember what video I did about a table. If you have like a round table and you have to have your legs balanced so that table would stand up. But if you removed a couple of the legs and you put like a leg this way and a leg that way, it would fall over. So you remove your third leg, it would fall over. So it's got to be balanced. So if you put weight on there, there's got to be a leg supporting that weight. So if you did like this, you might have to move it in a little bit, but that line would be right there in the center of this object to hold it. So with that, hopefully you understood that because I rushed through that one. You have the back here, that, so I can put my knee about right here. So this would be like this. Make that a little smaller, and then I'll bring the rest of the leg here. I might make that a little shorter. That's kind of long. So maybe move this out. We'll work on that later. But as I said, I wanted to do this because that determines a lot, your torso. So it turns here, turns here. You have that. Let's see how I'll bring the arm. And this is always a hard part when trying to do positions, when you try to like make positions up, is the arms and the leg. How do you position that to make it look nice and not do the same position over and over? And with this is the same thing, circle or cylinder like that, front of the arm, which is this, back, which is that, connected to that, and then you have your hand here. However you do your hand, like that. It's not too shabby of a position. I just want to make sure there's balance right here. Or maybe I should bring this leg out and over. Let's try that. So we'll go back to my house, upside down house, cut the roof off, chop it, make it flat. So we have this. Okay, so if this came down here, the abs come in here, so this would come in about right there. So your leg would be here. being that it's bent up. So if I put the other end here and bring it back, put my knee here, and remember I have to bring that down and bring this down like that. That could probably work. I'd have to turn the foot out or make the foot straight for better balance. But that works because it's really close to the balance point. Let's give that a try and see what happens. And if you're not sure of something, if you draw something and you're not sure of it, walk away from it. And I tell people that, walk away from it, come back later, and then you will see if it's right or not, because you'll be able to see your mistakes. So that leg is up. This part is going to be tilted right here. Now the question is this leg going to be out or is this leg going to be down? So it's going to be like halfway. This line here, and try to draw. It's a good thing to draw a line down the center of your leg so that you can find where the rest of your leg goes. Cuts through the center of your knee, your shin, calf, other part of your knee, down like that, and curve it. See, this line went straight, but I curve. Always throw a little bit of curve in your arms, just like this. It's not straight and straight. It's got a little bit of curve to give it that more of that action pose. And let's just say I'll do the foot, and I may cover the foot up like in some grass or some rocks or some rubble or something like that. And that's a good way to hide stuff that you're not fully able to draw. I used to do that a lot. It's too long. I used to do that a lot when I was young. I'd always put the hands behind the person or just make a ball fist and try the best I could. But most times I either had put it in his pocket or I put it behind it, or if he had a cape, he'd be grabbing the cape so the cape would be covering the hand up. And as I said, that is a little long for me. Knee. I'll chop it off about right there. And that is a little better for me right there. So let's look at this leg here. There's a knee. Dilemma. Let's work at this. I'll stop looking at the leg and I'll work on this. Point here, your V here, and there's your neck. All right, back at it. My camera cut off because the storage was full. I know somebody's saying, Brian, you're having a hard time with cameras. I may have to break down and buy me a real, honest to goodness camera, because this is a phone. I don't know what phone this is now. This is a something that's not. This one works good. I'm not gonna lie. It works good. It's just not able to have the mirroring function to where I can see what you're seeing on my monitor. So that's the big thing I want to see, because right now I zoomed in and I don't believe that you can see the bottom of his leg, and some of the head is chopped off. So I have to do like this to make sure you guys can see that. And I don't want to be able to do that. I want to be able to see what I'm drawing on the monitor so that I can see if something goes off focus or whatever, what have ya. So let's do this, continue this. Remember I said about the roundness, a little bit of roundness to the arm, and then do the fists. However, I haven't got to that point yet. I'm still looking at the balance on him. Let's see if the face, the way it's leaning, and he's leaning, it would be better with a face sideways than front ways, because he is leaning that way. So that head tilted this way will give it a little extra balance to that, because I kind of do like the way the foot is. But as I say, I'm going to put something here and maybe like here, something to block, like maybe he's climbing out of some rubble or something. I haven't figured it out yet, but I want to do that. So that I like that, what I've got so far, because like I said, you have this going over this way. It's a balance thing. and then you have the head tilted that way, so it balances itself out. How many times can you say balance? One more time, balance. It's kind of, you have your piece of paper, and I don't know why I'm doing this, and it goes up, and then you have that part that goes there, and it's pleasing to the eye instead of having something that goes up and maybe down like that. That's more pleasing than that one. And you might say that's better than that, but it's a balance thing, really, in art. If you ever take art, they'll show you that. They'll teach you that stuff. So even at that, I'll still draw my foot here, even though I'm gonna cover it up. I might end up not covering it up, but it's the triangle thing. So yeah, let's do some detail to the body. That dip there, the chest, your delts come out here, and then round and point it out, and then you're gonna have your bicep facing that way, which is like that, and you're gonna have your tricep. You're gonna see some tricep. This is gonna come down and like that, because your wrist is shaped like this. Your wrist is shaped like this. This is your hand. Hello, hand. And then you have your wrist, this, and then you have this meaty part right here. So when you turn it this way to go this way, like that, you'll have this part that actually is going to have like a curve coming in, and then you'll have that meaty part here. And then your bicep and your tricep. So it's going to shape like that. Maybe this won't come in so much, but it's going to have that shape. So the more you turn it in, you'll still see this flat piece, and then it comes into that, like that. So this is your fist. It's going to look like this. And then your bicep, your whatever those things are, your wrist, your veins, and then your tricep, like that. So if I ink this, and my desk is one heck of a mess right now, because I was doing some comic stuff. So if I ink that, it would be like this. Your bicep, tricep, and your delt, like that. And your thing. So yeah, so it's going to be like you have this little piece and it curves in. Well, foreshortening. So this is what this is here. Curve that around a little bit more, make that more of an oval, then there. So whatever kind of hand, same thing here. It's not that much of a foreshortening, so you won't see that. Now the chest, the abs are going to come around here, and they're all different type of abs. Everybody's abs are not even. Some, well, you might have one high and one low, like that. But it depends on you. You don't even have to draw abs. You can just draw the line to simulate the abs. And let's do this. I'll try to clear this up some more in ink. I will clear this up some more in ink, but I'm going to get a dark pencil right now. Maybe you'll understand some of the mess that I just made. So here's my knee. This is not the darkest of pencils. This is my calf, and I have another one of these pencils that's dark. And I will pause this, get my material, and I'll come right back. Okay, let's try this pencil. This is a little darker. Like that. So you have that, and you have some of that leg coming around here, and you may have some of it coming in here, which goes up to the waist as the crotch is down. This leg here, outer part of the knee, calf, and then down. So yeah, and then your foot, which is going to be covered. So we have this twist, chest, outer part of the chest, which is kind of long, It is kind of long or far out, even though this is kind of foreshortened. I'll do this. Bring that arm in just a little bit. Like that, not much of a difference. Not too much. In this arm. Like that. Cut down on some of his lats, just a little. And then if you draw a V from this point, it cuts across the nipples, and right where that is, you'll have those ribs. And there's three of them. There's three. Can you speak English, Brian? There are 3 ribs that are actually shown or pronounced. I'm losing it. Right here. But if you draw a kind of a fang shape, like tiger fangs, and then you put your ribs in the 3, and they're like small fangs themselves, like that. And the other ribs intertwine with that, or come around through those like that. It's kind of like interlocking your fingers, or the hair braid. If you're not a girl, you wouldn't understand. Anyway, that's what these are. So it would actually be more pointed like that, and your other ribs would come through and go around like that. But I'm not going to do those. Just at one point. And this is why I don't like using dark pencils. Somebody asked me, somebody wrote in and said, he said, it was one of my videos, he said it wasn't simple, and I guess he was a little upset about he couldn't do it. And I told him that the body was like a puzzle. And if I gave you a 20-piece puzzle and I asked you to put it together, then it would be hard for you to put it together the first time. But if you took it apart and you put it together again and again, I'm looking for a body example. Let's just say this. If you took it apart and you put it together again and again, after a while, it would be very simple for you to put together, because the body is basically just a puzzle. So I told him that, and then he wrote back saying, and it was capital letters. He's like, why is this guy drawing in red? And so I wrote him, but let's jump back. This is the body. This is the puzzle. You just put it together. I told him the more you do it, the better you get, basically. And that's how you do it, because a lot of people have written and said, oh, I can't do this, or you're good, or whatever. And it's like, I tell them, I wasn't born being able to draw. I had to learn for myself. But putting this together, it's just putting it in different positions. That's all. You want to, once you do it over and over again, you'll be able to put that puzzle together. It's very simple, and that's what I try to teach, the simple part of it when I draw. So for those of you that say you can't draw, just think of each body part as a piece of a puzzle, and then just put that puzzle together. Think of it as a puzzle with shapes. And as one thing I always do in my videos is try to show you the shape of something, or what that something looks like close to its shape, close to its basic shape. So that's something I've always tried to tell people to do. Just look at it as a shape, put the shapes together, turn it left, right, up, down, and then you'll be able to draw a lot better. Stop trying to look at something with so much detail, or the pattern of something. Say like this, this is a ace bandage, and stop trying to look at the pattern and then just draw the basic shape, and then do some lines around it, and then you have your drawing. And then once your drawing looks good, it's in the right proportion and shape, then you can turn around and add your detail to it. So same with the body. So if you saw a break in that, that's because my camera did cut off. Again, it was full this time. It's my fault. It's not the camera's fault. This is a good working camera that I have now, and I know I left out with because my phone cut off again. So yeah, please, people, help me out. Watch my videos. Tell people about my videos so I can get some views, and YouTube can pay me, and I can get me a good camera so you can see this beautiful detailed drawing. So yeah, help a brother out. So back to this again. This is what's the third time this thing cut off for me. Maybe it's just not for me to do videos today. But the good thing was that I could step away from this drawing for a little while, and I can see that this leg is too long. I'm going to lift it up and bend the leg back a little bit. So that is a good thing about this. Me not being able to continue to film as I wanted to film. So yeah, lift this up there, bring this leg pretty much down like I had it, but I'm going to bend it over a little bit, almost like, not too much, almost like he's taking a step now instead of leaning. Okay, so we have this. Come on, Brian, draw. I know you've been away for a minute. The knee is right here. The knee is going to be turned out. It's going to come in, that, down. Almost kind of like he's stepping up. Maybe. I have to step away from this and look at it again. And then the foot would be here. But as I said, I'm going to probably cover up the foot. See if you can see that. I'll raise this up a little bit. I don't know how I'm going to do the foot. It's going to be flat or up, but it's going to be covered so you won't see it. So yeah, I don't know if I like that. If I like it stretched out a bit. Stretch out a bit. I'll cut some of this out as editing because I want to stare at it for a little while. Alright, so I think I want to not have it bent so much, maybe straighten it out a little bit. Because if he's putting his foot up on something, he has to have a lot of lean on that back foot. That back foot is actually be pushing him. So instead of straight, I'm going to just bend it just a little, slightly. Slightly. So it does have a bit of a turn because it was out here. So provided I don't have that leg too long. The knee come up here. Goes down here. I have that calf here and down. So the other part of the calf here and down. So I'll stop it about right there. So to me, that looks kind of right. So this out and back in. Is it the inner leg or the outer leg? It's the inner leg that comes like that. The outer one. So the knee would be out more. And something I thought about and I forgot. If I can remember it, I'll draw it. But I forgot what I was going to show you. It did have some importance to it. Obviously, it wasn't that important because you forgot. So, what was it? Oh, I remember now. An easy way. Always trying to think of an easy way for you guys to draw something. That's why my videos are so long. Get a clean sheet of paper. I don't know how it's going to come out. So doing the torso and the hips. So doing the torso and your hips, waist, hips, like that. So basically, if you do that, it's just like turning a ball on top of whatever this could be. So going straight, so you just turn it like that, and then come straight. If this comes straight up, wherever the point of your house is, remember this, your hips is just an upside down house, like that. Turn it upside down. There's like the pants. So if this was Superman, grab the paper. If that was Superman's shorts, you have the S, you have the belt, and you have his little things, and you have his legs. My God, Brian, you're right. Yes, I'm right. It's just a house. If you put a door and a couple windows, you have a house. So that's just an upside down house. So wherever this point is, that's your center line. That's your center line for your lower half. Your upper half, if he's not turned, it goes straight up. Now if it turns right in here, this won't turn in here. None of this will actually shift. Only up in here will it start to turn. And then this, it won't turn either. It won't twist, should I say. It twists only up in this part right here. Because all of this is bone right here. So you have your twist here, and then when it gets into this circle here, it's going to follow that curve. So if you have curved here and curved here, if you turn this way, it's going to follow that same curve. If you turn the other way, it's going to follow that curve. So you just have to remember which way to put this. Either if you do a V, that's going to be in the center of this line that comes up. Same way, if you turn it the other way, let me use this since I have it. If you turn this way, it's going to follow this, and it's going to turn in this part here. So just something to remember. It makes it easy for when you are doing character poses. So, and I'll show you, I'll edit it and then I'll show you, but I don't want to move my camera right now, but I'll edit it and put it in here. Okay, so this is the part that I am referring to. And no, I didn't cut to a scary movie. This is my little skeleton, and I'm using this little ruler to show you what I'm saying. You know, you have the upside down U right here. You have all this. This is bone, so that's not going to twist. And this is not going to twist. This is the pelvic area. This is not going to twist either. So the only part that's going to twist is this part down inside here. So you have your center line that comes down, and if you don't move it, it comes straight down the spine. But when you twist, if let's say if he was twisted that way, it would come straight down, twist, and then come back straight down. So that's the part I'm saying does move and does not move. So yeah, I bought this thing a while back, but I never really used it yet, but I plan on using it in some videos. So let's get back to the movie. Let's keep going. What do I have now? The hands, the neck, the shoulder. I think I like this. The abs. So remember, it comes down, it stops here. Well, actually, it doesn't go that far, and then it curves in. You can bring it around to that point and then curve it in to make it a little easier for you. But yeah, remember that point of this U, the top of this U is going to be right on that center line. And it curves in and down, curve and down. So yeah, and then this, as I said there, and then do 3. This continues to come up and curve around like that and gives you all this extra space here, and it's really supposed to connect to that. And then you have your lats, shoulders, and then detail will be done in inking. And then the hand, I have no idea how I'm going to put the hand, but it's going to be there. Maybe see the sort of back of the hand here. Maybe I'll have it flipped out. And your thumb here. Some palm right here. Maybe. And then this one, curve in. Remember, the hand is a box. I think I did a video on hand. I know I did a video on hand. I don't think I did a video. I know I did a video. Just go and look at it, and then you'll see I break it down to the basic shapes. So this is a box here. And it comes in a little, it comes in almost like a triangle. You have your palm. Well, let's just do this. You put your thumb, and you can see what I'm saying quickly. You have your thumb here, you have your palm here, you have your palm here, These are your fingers, top of your fingers, and then they go down into that like that. Now, easy, simple way to do a hand, the shapes. But, you know, hands have little different turnings as you really get detailed into it. But that's to be done in the wash. But for you who are just starting out doing hands, it's just a box. 1 finger, 2 finger, 3 finger, 4 finger, the thumb, which is just a little square on top of that. And then from this angle, you would see some of the palm from the baby finger, that side palm. So the finger tucks in and you see the palm here. So it's really simple to do hands once you learn the shapes. Now, once I become happy with this stomach, I'll be done and go ahead and do some inking. And if you've seen my last video, you know that I was working on doing the face so that you can start doing hair. I'm still working on that, but I don't want to put out a video where I show you what I'm doing and not tell you how to do it. There's so many people that do books and videos where they just show you how they draw it, but they really don't tell you how you can draw it. So I don't want to just put out anything and you not being able to get anything from it. So I'm still working on that so I can describe the best way to do hair, my style, my way. Not, you know, there's no real right or wrong way to do it, but I'm just trying to find an easy way for you guys to do it, or to be able to tell you an easy way for you guys to do it. Comes down, you have your love handles, your waist, you have the muscle right here. Goes down, this is your, into your leg, and your buttocks is back here. It's just a puzzle, just that puzzle. Your knee, there's a diamond. You have outer part that comes around your knee here and goes down into your shin bone. You have your calf, and then it curves around. Ankle, inside ankle is higher than your outside ankle, so you just draw that line like that, and then that starts to determine where your foot will be. And I'm not going to draw a real foot because, as I said, I'm just going to cover that up, and that got a little long, so I'll fix that too. I don't like using pencils anymore. Just me. I like the bite of this. And did I explain that to you? I don't know if it came out on the video, but I'll do it. I think I did. Or did it get cut off? I'll explain why I use a red pencil. I may have done it already. As I said, this video cut off. My camera cut off 3 times, so I don't know right now all of what that I might have that made it on camera, but when I edit it, if I go back and I see it, then I'll edit this part out. But somebody asked me, well, a viewer saw a video, I think it was like how to draw a male anatomy, oh so simple, and I was calling a guy, it could have been a girl, was a little upset and said that crap is not simple. And I think I did. About the puzzle. Anyway, I think it's on there. Anyway, why I use a red pencil is, why I use a red pencil. Okay, that was one of the questions the guy said. Why do I, no, I didn't say this because it cut off at that point. So, why do I use a red pencil? Okay, what does this have to do with drawing? But this answers the question. You have pens. You have all types of pens. Some pens write real smooth and wet. You can actually smear it because it's wet. Some pens write dry and you have to keep going to get a line. And then you have some pens that are just perfect. They grab the paper. They won't smear. They give you just enough ink that makes you happy. And the same thing with a red pencil. That's why I use a red pencil, because you have some pencils that are too light. And you have some pencils that are, where's my other pencil at, that are too dark and would smear a lot. But a red pencil is kind of like in between. I like the way it grabs the paper. It's not too dark. It won't smear like some of the other pencils. And you can see it when I draw. It erases fairly well if I don't go too crazy. And when you photocopy, the red won't show up. So that's why I use a red pencil. So that's just questions that people say, why do I use a red pencil? That's why, so you can tell everybody. So without this video getting any longer, let me go ahead and ink this, and you'll see the final product in the ink. Hopefully I gave you enough information to make up for my mumbling and my jumping off the subject. So I'll fix his hand in the ink. That was not too bad. I'll adjust that a little bit, and then we'll go from there. So there you have it, and you saw in the midst of it, I started inking, and I said, well, why not just go ahead and ink it and do a fast motion thing. So there you have it, and I guess that's all I can say. There you have it. I was going to say something, but I forgot what I was going to say, so I guess it wasn't important. So with this done, I guess this video is over, and if I remember something, I'll say it as I say. I'll say it at the end of the very end of the video. So other than that, I will see you guys at the next video. And give me a thumbs up if you like it. Please subscribe so I can go and get me a real camera. And hit that little notification bell so that you can see when I start putting more videos up, because I'm going to start putting more videos up. So I guess with that, that is it.